Greetings and salutations, my fellow DMs, GMs, referees, judges, game operation directors, and all the other varieties of storytellers. This is your DM, Bill, and it's time for another DM Quick Tip. This week, I'd like to direct my quick tips to the players. First, is a character's backstory important? Hell yeah! Okay, let's move on. As we might have mentioned a couple times in the past episodes, it's immensely helpful to the player. This gives a constant reference point to refer back to, and will explain how, who, what, why, or when certain relationships, items, or even powers came to be. So, let's plant your character firmly in the campaign world. Utilize the environment presented to you, especially in a homebrew world. There is likely a bunch of new things your character can interact with that you, the player, are not yet familiar with. Great effort has been put into custom-built campaign settings. Just going with the stock characters, equipment, races, languages, and the such is kind of like flipping off the creator of the setting. Please refer to episode number 4, Playstyles You May Encounter. If your concept does not fit, then fine. But if you ask, something could be adjusted to suit your needs. So let's add some flaws. Now, flaws do not weaken the character, but affords ample opportunity to roleplay and develop the character in a more organic fashion. Heroes do not start off as heroes. They grow and mature into the role. This also gives the GM material to write your character into the story, and it helps with the immersion into the scenario and the world in general. So now we have our flaws, let's add a little conflict. You can go vanilla and state your character, Grakmar the Soiled, hates elves because they smell funny. Or build some depth into your reasoning. Grakmar dislikes elves because their trading caravan always ends their routes in his town. All the useful items and good items are picked over, or leaving the poor quality and less useful items for our town, if there's anything left at all, when they could easily alter the route, coming to our town much earlier with no trouble or delays. So what's your character's motivation? Why are they setting off on an adventure? Is someone sick and this is how the PC is going to afford the treatments? Are the townsfolk harassing or shunning him for a specific reason, and leaving is the only way to find redemption or peace? Are they accused of doing something wrong, or being blamed for a great misfortune, whether it be true or false? Maybe arrogance has convinced her that there is no one else in this great wide world who is better than she, and there's only one way to prove it. So let's move on to our next point. Where does family set in? Do not fall back on the massively overused, I am an orphan. Why can't the PC have a rich and fulfilling family life? Mom and dad are doing just fine. So are the 1 to 21 brothers and sisters. Now, DMs, please do not use the family as a plotline fodder for monsters suddenly appearing and devastating everyone. Then it'll be your fault that the PC is now an orphan. It will leave a huge empty hole where a vast and productive storyline could develop. Can you have too much backstory? We have, to date, not needed to enact the 21-page limitation on backstories. So, no. Players, try not to get trapped in repetition and restating the same point 6 different ways. Follow a timeline, preferably in chronological order. Highlight the highs and lows of the PC's life. It could be from childhood or just a trauma or achievement that has thrust the PC into maturity. Try to be somewhat detailed. Incorporate the noteworthy places and names of the campaign setting you're playing in. This can give the DM information to customize encounters specific to you, and you may even garner momentary favor of the DM. Now, how does the PC backstory fit into the campaign? When you write your PC's backstory, try to immerse him or her into the world. Pieces of a puzzle fit together better when they come from the same puzzle. Ask the GM what the campaign setting is going to be, and is there anything the player should know to help fit the PC into that setting? GMs, try to have as much info about the setting ready for the players as they build their characters. Session 0 is the perfect place and time to do this. Be ready to make some adjustments to your original ideas. The party build as a whole, possibly, is no longer what you expected, and now you may have to find a way to fit what you have prepared. Do not discourage the players or their builds. It's your job to make everything fit. So let's wrap it up. The backstory is the soul of your player character. The more you put into that soul, the richer the return in gameplay. The Game Master cannot easily build a story around your character or your playing style if you're not willing to give them the materials necessary. So with quill in hand, start writing. Good, bad, or ugly, the details will help you and the Game Master breathe life into the persona you are creating.